Super short bio. Well, I don't know why it's so short. I will say he also speaks Japanese, and he's awesome. David Morini, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I don't really speak Japanese, I just pretend. I didn't live in Japan for 2 years, I was in prison. A little bit about me just right now. I got my hair cut tonight for y'all to look good. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. However, I feel like I fell into a nest of fiberglass. It's just that feeling of just like, it's tearing your skin. Okay, so this is called house arrest. The Virgin Mary statuette I keep on the TV rattles as I tramp about the room. When the volume's higher than 42, she vibrates. I keep her there to access better reception. She conducts holy radiance. In front of the Virgin, there's a Tupperware bowl I used as a child. It's the color of raspberry sherbet, and I used it to eat breakfast cereal from nearly every day. There's a horrid blister on the inner lip, the texture of burnt and melted cheese. On hot days, I lay ice cubes in the bowl and pray with my fingers entwined with 7 sticks of sandalwood incense burning in a champagne flute filled with kitty litter. The ice cubes are to incant the cooling of the earth. I pray to the Virgin to lower our planet's fever, to ingest us with a heavenly tab of aspirin. Once the ice turns to water, I carry the bowl to my creeping, spade-shaped leafy plant, Willis, and douse his soiled roots with it. He's a thirsty little guy. Willis was a gift. Willis was a gift for me from a former boss when I worked at a law college. He had this plant, wild, growing on top of a bookshelf. It grew so feral, it attached itself to old course description catalogs from community colleges, long since swallowed up by ravenous and greedy universities. When our offices moved, he sliced the plant up into 6 pots and laid them out for us to choose. Willis was the runt, but now, 6 years later, the only one left alive. The plants acquired by financial aid, then the bursar's office, went to the way of weeds, withered, yellowed, and died. Willis I watered once a week, spoke to, and gave him a plastic toy, a Pokemon character, of a smiling tree, as a friend for when we were out of the office on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Now, Willis perches on his own shelf. I've tied his vines to fishing line. He snakes and scales, crawling for the sun, and telling me he loves me. I show him the electronic device attached to my ankle. An ankle, he says, that is girly and feminine. I tell him to stick it. He should be so lucky to walk around at will. And that's what I do in front of him. I walk in circles. I run. I jog. I dance, and he laughs at me. Not the reaction I was expecting. Once, Willis failed to remind me that I didn't wrap my tracking device in plastic before I got into the shower. A buzz chewed up my thigh and to my groin that sent me to the ground, nearly hitting my head on the sink. I was immobilized, continually electrostunned, burning while underneath what had to be the rustiest sink in San Francisco. It took a half an hour to dry out the tracker, helped by the involuntary shaking of my pale and naked leg. The whole time Willis cackled. After he collected his composure, he profusely apologized. Boy, is he lucky I enjoy his company, but he can be so intentionally cruel. When I have guests, and I do have guests, I'm amazed they fail to comment on the absence of displayed photographs. Perhaps it's not that unusual in these digital days, uploading albums and 24-hour viewing of a stranger's vacation to Cabo San Lucas or a wedding in the Berkshires. There are portraits I would love to hang to keep Willis and the Virgin entertained. I have a photo of me in Las Vegas with a very convincing Liza Minnelli impersonator. Another picture of when a college roommate spilled a beet juice smoothie all over our white countertops, creating a violent crime scene. These I would gladly develop into 8x10 glossies, book-ending Willis's verdant stems, and maybe shine a display lamp to accentuate them like a museum or a gallery. In the bottom of my dresser drawer, I do keep one photograph that I pull out once every few weeks, and when I do, it feels more like missing years. It's a picture of the women in my family, sister, mother, grandmothers, aunts, cousins, sitting together on a couch around Christmas, each of them wearing a festive combination of red and green, some with tiny bell earrings or wreath pendants. I often forget them, and I'm grateful that they're still healthy and living in this world. That gratitude instigates tears, not of sorrow, mind you. Well, the fire starts in the fireplace, where fires are frequently born. A freak blizzard takes San Francisco by surprise. I have nothing left to burn, so I begin with throw pillows from the sagging and depressed couch. They're mixed-matched anyway, hand-me-downs from roommates past. Besides, I can always order pillows better suited to my current tastes off the internet or through a catalog. Maybe red ones with gold embroidery, and as a bonus, a throw blanket with a portrait of a tiger stalking the jungle. What happens is this. With all the pillows stuffed in the fireplace, the flames can't sustain, and the pillows smoke a heavy and foul-smelling gray. I take them to my gas burner in the kitchen and alight them there. As I walk back to the fireplace, flames leap into my arms. I drop the pillows. The smoke-topped orange flames take to a tablecloth like a stud horse on an unsuspecting mare. It's amazing how quickly fire multiplies, splitting like cells. Willis screeches in fear. Trees and plants sense trouble and often drop seeds when confronted with smoke and fire. Not sure if Willis does because he's a boy. But his straw-like stems don't have a chance to repeal. Quickly, they catch. The tips curl like the feet of the Wicked Witch of the East. Dying by fire would be painful, and I know, through Boy Scout training, that smoke rises. I stand near Willis on his shelf, consoling him as he cries, and whimpers and apologizes for all the horrible things he's done, for keeping mum about my electroshock trip to the shower, the time he poked me in the eye when I teased him about not being able to pirouette, and I returned the apology, and all the times he chastised me for eating spinach and cherry tomato salads. I take deep breaths, feeling fuzzy and dizzy. The smoke burns and is heavy. I tried to relax him, saying that we were both going to a better place, and I would see him when I get there. Thank you.